Once again, Raymond Arroyo.
Welcome back to The World Over. We are at the 130th Supreme Convention of the Knights of Columbus from Anaheim, California, and I am joined not only by the chairman of the USCCB's Ad Hoc Committee for Religious Liberty, but the chaplain for the Knights of Columbus, Archbishop William Lori of Baltimore. Great to see you again. Now, we have not been together since the Fortnight for Freedom.
Yes.
Your thoughts in the aftermath of that fortnight. How successful was it? Where do people go from here?
First of all, I think it was highly successful. I think something like 190 dioceses participated, at least that we know of. And that consisted of masses and rallies, prayer services of all kinds, lectures, and of course the big signature events beginning in Baltimore, ending in Washington. And so I think it did a lot to raise up the issue, to make people think about it. And so that was the first step. I think another important milestone is this very convention. The fact that religious liberty is the theme of this year's Knights of Columbus convention, that so many Knights will be going back home energized about the issue and better informed. I think as we move into the fall, we are certainly looking at encouraging individual families, Father Patrick Peyton style, to pray the rosary for religious liberty, to invoke the help of our Blessed Lady, and a lot of other things besides.
When you stand back and consider, there are now, since August 1st, a slew of Catholic businesses, small businesses, even social service outreach, that are now subjected to fines for not complying with this HHS mandate. Your message to them, and what do you believe is the next step for them? I mean, obviously, some of them are suing in court, but a lot of them aren't.
Sure. Well, first I want to applaud those who are suing, and I'd like to recognize the good news out of Denver. It's not definitive good news, but the judge there issued an injunction in favor of a Catholic employer who wants to run his business according to Catholic principles. And if the judge grants an injunction, that means he thinks the underlying case of this Catholic corporation is pretty solid. So that's good news. I'd also say that that there's a bit of a reprieve in some insurance plans because they might be grandfathered, or sometimes the enrollment doesn't start until later. In the meantime, the Conference of Bishops has assembled good, solid moral theologians like John Haas, Dr. John Haas, to help individuals in that situation to reach good, prudent moral decisions. I do think that some of them will take the extraordinary step, though, of just refusing to go along with this. The government, but here's the point. These people, they're providing good jobs. They have good health care plans. They are people of justice. They should not be in this position. The government should not be forcing these conscientious individuals to violate the teachings of their church and the tenets of their consciences. We deserve better as citizens.
The momentum of that fortnight, it was such the coverage of that moment and the excitement and participation of the laity was really intense for those 2 weeks, which is a long time to maintain intensity for anybody, any group of people. How does the bishops, or do the bishops, continue that momentum? And we had emails asking in the aftermath of the fortnight, are the bishops going to get politically active? Are they going to provide some sort of guidance moving in the political season, given that this seems to be a political redress? That's all you really have here.
Well, let's begin with one thing that was designed to maintain the momentum. That's our texting campaign. Hope you don't mind a free commercial here.
Fire away.
You text the word freedom to 377 377, or Spanish, Libertad, to 377-377, and you are brought in. Then you get back a message, and you are sort of in the loop. You're getting updates, you're getting encouragement, and then when the time comes to assist in the religious liberty effort, you're all equipped to do it with the click of your iPhone or your BlackBerry or whatever. So text the word freedom or Libertad to 377-377 and you're on. I can't encourage your viewers enough to get on that network because it's important for us to communicate behind, above, and before and around the mainstream media, because we can't rely on the mainstream media to get this message across. And then you raised the question of voting conscientiously. I thought something very important was said in the Supreme Knight's report today about that. Namely, we have to really inform ourselves in two ways. First of all, what does our church teach? And it's not just a position of blind faith, as Benedict said, but it is our positions are reason informed by faith. And so I think we should be proud of that. And we should know what the church teaches about all the issues that are before us. But secondly, we should recognize which of those issues involve intrinsic evil. For example, abortion. For example, denying fundamental rights like religious liberty. And we should vote for no candidate that promotes, as part of the platform or as part of his own or her own positions, intrinsic evils, even if that means not voting. I think that it's only when we say we deserve better than intrinsic evil that we really become active and we really become informed that we're going to transform the political process from within. And it is badly in need of being transformed. The American people are saying they don't like the tenor of it. Well, one of the reasons we might not like the tenor of it is because it's no longer principled. It really is people's opinions, and it's whoever is stronger or better financed or more sympathized with the media who comes out on top. Shouldn't be like that. Wasn't meant to be like that.
Let's talk about this relationship between the defense of liberty and religious liberty and the new evangelization. In your mind, they are linked.
Oh, very much so. First of all, why is it that God gave us liberty? Okay, was it just so we'd have the freedom to choose, to be able to do whatever we want? No. It's freedom for excellence, as the great Father Servais Pincers taught us. It's freedom to attain virtue. It's freedom for the good and for holiness, ultimately. So, why are we defending freedom? So that, unencumbered, the church can fulfill her mission. And as Pope Paul taught us, the church's evangelization is not just something the church does. It's the church's deepest identity, to bring the gospel and the values flowing from the gospel to bear on the culture and to transform it within. Pope Paul, and it's been repeated by subsequent popes, have seen as the great drama of our times the separation of faith and culture. That's not going to be healed by the hierarchy or by priests. That's going to be healed by a well-informed, committed Catholic laity that's going to bring the gospel to bear on the culture. But if you have things like the HHS mandate that says to Catholic employers, check your faith at the door when you leave in the morning, or when it's said to Catholic affiliated organizations like the Knights of Columbus, you're in the same boat. You have to conform too. What the government is doing is reducing religious liberty simply to freedom of worship and telling us we can't bring our faith to bear upon the culture of which we are a part. And that's our God-given right as citizens.